previous session. In the last session, we have covered insertion and deletion in an array. Insertion at different positions, like insertion at front, insertion at any index, at any given index, insertion at the end of an array. And after that, we have covered deletion at the front, deletion at the end, and deletion in between any point in the array. So for till now, we have covered only mainly two topics only: insertion and deletion in an array. So third main topic is rotation in an array. So we'll look what is rotation in an array. So let's draw something on the board first. Uh, I hope my board is visible to everyone. Okay, Venkatesh will try to be slow in this session. Suppose we have given with an array. Let's try to understand what rotation is in an array. Suppose we are given with an array of size. So let's take it 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay. So let's fill the data 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay. Oh, let's try to understand shift first. Then we'll understand the rotation. Rotation is nothing but the another form of shift, we can say. So we'll try to understand the shift operation first. So first we'll try to understand left shift. What left shift is? I think you can understand this what I'm writing. Let's just assume. What is left rotation? Left shift is. Suppose we are given with an array of size 5. So if we perform a shift operation on this, a left shift operation on this, so what our output array should be? It should be something like this. Something. It should be one position shifted at the left. So at 1 it should be 2. At 2 it should be 3. At 3 it should be 4. At 4 it should be 5. And at 5 it should be 1, because from this position it will go to the end, because we are shifting one position left. At the before left there is no position in the array, so it will go at the end. So I think left shift is clear to everyone what a left shift in an array is. ये क्लियर है या फिर से समझाने की कोशिश करूं मैं? Can somebody reply on the? Okay, Aryan. So let's take it. Let's take another example. Suppose after a left shift, we'll apply another left shift on this operation. Okay, another left shift will result the array in 2. It will be 3 here. It will be 4. After that, it will be 5, 1, and 2. Because this 2 will go at the end, something like this. So you're getting what is happening in the left shift operation. The array is shifting one step left, and what is the at the starting of an array? It is going at the end, because at the end we are vacuuming one step, one position in the array. So it is filling the last index and in the arrays. Okay, I think now it is clear to everyone what is left shift is. So we'll try to understand the algorithm of left shift. Okay, uh, let's erase this. I think. Okay, okay, we have to draw that one again. Sorry, I forgot. Let's draw that array again. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So fill this 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay. So this is our given array. Our resultant array should be something like this. So we can see what is happening in the array is, so this what the value at this index is, it is going at the end. Okay. So what we can do, suppose we are given within this array, so we'll store this value into a temporary variable. Let's take a temporary variable int. Suppose this is a temporary variable int temp. Just name it temp. Okay. In the temp we'll write 1. Hmm? After storing 1 into the temp variable, we can perform a left shift. Means we'll try to shift our array one step back. It will be shifting here. It will shift here. This will be here, and after 5 will be at the fourth position. So what we have stored in the temp variable, we can at the last index we can copy the value of temp variable in the array. So I hope you're getting the algorithm behind the shift, behind the left shift. Is there anyone जिसको ये क्लियर नहीं है कि हम ये लेफ्ट शिफ्ट क्यों परफॉर्म कर रहे हैं? मतलब कि लेफ्ट शिफ्ट कैसे परफॉर्म हो रहा है एक्चुअल में हमारे प्रोग्राम में? किसी को कोई डाउट है तो अभी वो ग्रुप चैट में पूछ सकता है. Okay, I think it is clear with everyone. So uh, let's try something in the code. Uh, अभी हम लेफ्ट शिफ्ट ये नहीं चाहिए हमें चाहिए एक नया आईडी. Okay, sorry. Wait, just wait for a second. My ID is visible to everyone. It is visible or not? Just wait for a second. Okay, Venkatesh, I think now it is visible because I have shared the screen. Venkatesh, just can you just confirm it again? Yes, okay. Let's try to understand. Suppose we are given with an array of size 5. Okay, we'll let later. Suppose we are given with an array 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, and the size of an our array is, suppose let's take it n, and n is equal to 5 because we are having 5 elements in our array. Okay, so let's design a function left rotate. Left shift, we'll call it shift. Okay, left shift. What this function will take as an argument is that array and the size. Okay, array and the size. I hope function is clear with everyone because Manthan has taken a basic session on that. फंक्शन सबको क्लियर है कि किसी को डाउट है तो फिर मैं एक बार रिपीट कर सकता हूँ. किसी ने जिसने मंथन का सेशन लिया होगा वो आई थिंक उसको क्लियर होगा फंक्शन. हम फंक्शन बना के इसलिए कर रहे हैं ताकि हमें ये कोड, इज एवरीबॉडी इज कंफर्टेबल इन हिंदी और एनीबॉडी हु इज नॉट गेटिंग व्हाट आई एम स्पीकिंग? Okay, Venkatesh will try to do this in English language. So I think function is clear with everyone. Do anybody is having doubt in the function? Why I'll design function? we'll try to code everything in the function only because it makes the code clear and understandable. For what purpose we are designing the functions, by name it should be clear. Okay, let's. Okay, if anybody found any doubt in between, just message me in the chat board so that I can explain at that point. So we have defined. So let's design a function that is left shift. What is the argument of that left shift is? It is taking an array and an variable called n, that is the size of that array. Okay. So what we have decided. Let me just share this screen. Let me share my screen so that what I can what I'm doing on the screen, it should be visible to everyone. Okay, I think now the screen is visible to everyone. The board is visible now. So we have given with an array. So array of size 5. So what at the index, what is the value at index 0? We'll try to store it in variable temp. Okay. So let's do this in our code. Where is our code? Let's do this in our code. Okay. Let's take an temp variable. We'll store the data of a0 because we're shifting at the left position, and will at what is the value at 0th position, will move it to the at the end of that array. Okay, so sorry, let's make it temp, not twmp, so that it should be clear with everyone. So at the temp we are storing the value of 0th index. Now we'll perform a sorry now we'll perform a shift left shift. So from I equal to int I is equal to 0 up to I is equal to n minus 1, sorry, n minus 1, less than n minus 1, uh, I plus plus. Is the loop is clear with everyone why I'm writing from 0 to n minus 1? Because I've got some reviews in the from last session that someone was saying that what I was writing in the loop, but that was not clear with everyone. So please ask me now so that I can make you understand why I'm writing from 0 to n minus 1. Guys, please respond in the group chat so that I can understand what you're getting something or not. Yes, okay, Aryan, it is clear. Means if you're not replying, I'll think that it is clear with you. So from I to n minus 1. Okay, Venkatesh, it is clear. So at a of I, it should be a of I plus 1, because at every index we are copying the value of ith plus 1 at every I. Okay, is that clear to everyone? Oh, now at the last index, a of n minus 1 would be the last index. We'll copy the data of temp. Okay, we'll copy the data of temp, means we have performed the left shift operation. Let's design a print function for our array. It should take an argument as an array and the size. Let's design it void print. So it will take array as an argument and the size of that array as an argument. Okay, so this will iterate from int I is equal to 0, I is less than n, I plus plus. So see out and statement a of I will try to expand it by the space. Is the print function is clear with everyone? So let's try to run. If anybody is facing any doubt, please ask me in the group chat. So first we have performed a was not declared in the scope. Sorry, we have not written end in the front of. Left shift. What is it saying? Left shift. We have written something. Spelling is wrong. I think LEF. That is left shift. Okay. Okay. I think you have got why we are getting output as this. Is everybody is clear with an output? Okay, Aryan. So suppose we have to shift we have to perform one left shift more. So what will do a comma n? So our output should be 3 4 5 1. We have again written the spelling wrong. Sorry. Okay. Yes, I T was okay. 3 5 3 4 5 1 2. I think the output is clear. Okay. So let's try to understand what is the difference between shift and the left shift and the rotate. Why we are writing shift function first. Okay. Suppose let's try to understand what is the time complexity of this code. Can somebody tell me what is the time complexity of this code? Uh, is everybody? Okay, Aryan. It's big of n. Yes. Suppose okay, it's big of n. Let's take it big of n only. Let's try to erase it a bit. My board is visible now. I'm writing on the board. If it is not visible, please make. So it is big of n. Okay. Suppose someone has asked us to perform 4 left shift operation on this. Let's try to understand by n left shift operation on this. Okay. So when we are performing one left shift, uh, we are getting the time complexity as big of n. Okay. Suppose someone has asked us to perform n left shift operation. Then what will be the time complexity? Aryan, can you tell us what is the time? What will be the time complexity? Or anybody in Aryan? No. If somebody has asked us to perform one left shift operation, when we are performing one left shift operation, we are getting the time complexity as big of n. When someone has asked us to perform n shift left shift operation, what will be the time complexity? It will be n into big of n. So it will be big of n square. Okay. Is everybody is clear with it? Why I'm writing big of n square? Aryan, is that clear now? For one left shift, it is big of n. For n, Aryan is not clear. Okay, let's try to understand it again. So we were given with this array. So we are performing left shift operation on this. So when we are calling our function first time, means we are performing one left shift operation. When we are calling our function second time, means we are performing two left shift operation in our program. Okay. For first left shift operation, which we are storing it into the temp variable, and after that we are shifting one step backward our array, complete array. So we are iterating through the complete array from I0 to in minus 1 or I is equal to n. Let's check it. So for performing one left shift operation, we are getting the time complexity as big of n. For one left shift operation, it is big of n. That is clear with everyone. For one left shift operation, the time complexity will be big of n, because we are traversing through the complete array from I is equal to 0 to n minus 1. So we can say that this is big of n. Aryan, for one left shift operation, it is clear. so that we can understand it for the n left shift. Okay, so for one left shift operation, it is clear. Suppose someone has asked us to perform left shift on this array. Left shift means what we have written in our function. For us, that is the left shift, and the complexity of that left shift is big of n. Okay, so suppose someone has asked us to perform four left shift operation on this array. Okay, after the first left shift, it should be something like this. After second, it should be one. It should be 3 4 5 1 2. After that, it will be 4 5 1 2 3. After that, it will be 5 1 2 3 4. So our array will be something like this. So what we want as an output is it should be 5. Okay, let me erase this first. And then just wait, you will get it. So this is 5. This is here it will be 1. Here it will be 2. Here it will be 3. Here it will be 4. Okay, let's try. Let's rub it. It will be 4. Okay, Aaron. Okay, I think now you got it. So after performing four left shift operation on this, it will be the time complexity will be 4 into big of n. Okay, for 1 it is big of n. For 4 it will be 4 into big of n. So for n operation it will be n into big of n. Is anybody who is having doubt in the time complexity? What is big of n? What is theta of n? What is the means what other is there? So if you are having any doubt in the notations, why we write big O, why we write theta, why we write sigma, kindly share a message in the group so that we can arrange a session on this time complexity of that of any program. Okay, so big of n square is clear with everyone, no? So for performing n left shift operation, we are getting the time complexity as big of n square. So as a good programmer, n square is a not good complexity. If we can let's see, we can do it in less time. If we get we can do it in the less time, that would be much better than this solution. Okay, let's try to erase this. Okay. Suppose we are given with an array. Let's again take that array. Uh, let's try to design a solution that takes less time than big of n square. Suppose we are given with an array of size 5 again. 1 2 3 4 and 5. Okay, so suppose someone has asked us to perform 4 left shift operation. Okay, so our output should be something like this. What we have written in the last line, it will be 5, it will be 1 2 3 and 4. After performing 4 left shift operation, if we have given with this array, we'll get this as an output. Is that clear with everyone that why I've written this last this is the second array? Is anybody's having doubt that will get some other array or after performing 4 shift left shift operation? Okay, Venkatesh, it is clear. So for performing 4 left shift operation, we are calling our function 4 times. So let's design a function so that it should take this 4 as an argument, so that it perform the left shift operations in a single loop. So what is happening in this array is, suppose we have to perform four left shift operation, means it is taking first four element of that array and it is storing into the temp array. Let's take this time as a temporary array, not a temporary variable. Let's take a temporary array. So it is storing in into a temp array. Let's store it into a temp array. Okay. So after storing into a temp array, let's move our 5 to the starting. After shifting this to starting, let's fill our temp array after this into the given array. Okay. So simply using a temp array, we can do it into the big of n. We can will iterate only a single loop, not a loop inside a loop. So after using the temp, we'll get the time complexity as big of n. Is that clear with everyone why I'm writing temp, why I'm storing the values in the temp array? Let's try to okay, Aryan. Let's try to design the code for this. After that, if face any doubt, we'll discuss that. Let's try to design the code for this first. Suppose uh, let's comment this out. This time we'll call it rotate. Rotate at this position. Suppose we are given with an will perform a four left shift suppose we are trying to perform a n left shift operation. We'll call it a rotate this time. So let's call it rotate, left rotate. What will give us an argument is an array and the size of that array and up to what position we have to perform. Suppose we have to perform left shift or left rotate, means we'll give four into this, because well, we can give 1 2 3 4 5 anything. So let's try to give it 4. Let's design our left rotate function, that is left rotate. This will take an out as an argument is an array, sorry, an array and the size of that array and at position. Okay, let's try to understand it by the left shift only. Suppose we have to perform k left shift operation on that array. So we'll take a temporary array of size what, of size k, because we have to store the k variables in that array. Is that clear with everyone? So we'll try to run a loop from int I is equal to 0. From int I is equal to 0, I should be less up to I should be less than k I plus plus. Into this loop will store the value in the temp array of a and I, of a of I. Is that clear with everyone? What this loop will do? This loop will store the value of first k variable, first k means what we say, first k values of that array into a temp variable, into a temp array. Okay. Now let's perform the shift operation. So what we'll do? Let's try to understand it by one more time. Suppose we are writing. Let me change the color of this. Okay. Let me erase this first. Suppose we are. Let's take it again. 1 2 3 4 5 Okay, suppose we have to ask the to perform 3 left shift. The value of k is 3. So in the temp array, let's store something in the temp array. Our temp array will something look like this. Temp array will be of size 3 because value of k is 3. So in the temp array, it will be 1, it will be 2, it will be 3. Okay, so this is our 0th position. This is n minus 1. Hmm? So we have saved this up to this position, we have saved into the temp array. So we'll perform left shift in our array is from zero index. It will start from 0 up to where, up to 2 only, because we are left with only 2 element in the last. So we'll perform 4 will shift 4 here, we'll shift 5 here. After that we'll copy the temp array into this. Okay, so our this loop, so we are writing the code for this shift, for this shift. Okay, so our array will start from I is equal to 0 up to I is less than n minus, it will be k. Why n minus k? Because n will be 5. For this array, size of this array is 5. Or k is up, if we have given within k is, that is 3. Okay, 5 minus 3 is 2, and less than 2 is, will this loop will run for I is equal to 0 and I is equal to 1. That is up to this point only. It is clear with everyone? I plus plus. Okay, so a of I will be a of I plus, so at a of 0 it will be a of k, a of I plus k, because at a of 0, at a of 0 will store the value of a of 3. Okay, because the index of 4 is a of 3. So we'll perform a of I is equal to a of I plus k, because a of 0 will be a of 3, a of 1 will be a of 4. I think it is clear with everyone. Okay, so we have got in our array something like this. Hi, at this position some values will be there. We'll replace that values would be 1, 2, 3. Okay, so let's try to run a loop again from int I is equal to n minus k, because up to less than n minus k we have updated the value. Will start a loop from this position, to up to I is less than n, up to the last position, up to I is less than n, I plus plus. Okay, let's take another variable int j is equal to 0, so that it can keep the track into the temp variable, into the temp array. So at a of I, so a of I will be in our array, it will be a of I will be a of 2. So at a of I it will be temp of j. So at the starting, temp of j will be temp of 0, it will be 1. So at a of 2 means here a of 2, it will store the value that is temp of 0, that is 1. So at this position it will store the value of temp of 0, that is 1. So here it will be 1. Okay, after every iteration increment the j plus plus, so that again when we'll next time, so at a of 3 it should store the temp of 1. I think that is clear with everyone. So let's try to call this function. Guys, we'll take a break of 5 minutes. Okay, let's, we have not given. Guys, we'll take a break of 5 minutes after this program. I'll share, not five, we'll take a break of 2 minutes. Clear for loop. Okay, Venkatesh. I'll share a loop. I'll share a link in the group. sharing the link in the group. That meeting will start in 2 or 3 minutes. Just take a rest of 2 or 3 minutes, guys. If anybody is having any doubt, we'll discuss this program into that. Okay. Is there anyone who is having doubt in this code? Okay, we have called a left shift. That's why we're not getting that. Left shift will, Venkatesh, we are calling this as shift operation will not use any shift operator. We use shift operator into the variables where we have to perform the bit shift into that. We'll cover into the coming session. We'll cover that operator, shift operator. We're calling. Okay, let's start. Let's move further. Should we cover binary search in this session, or should we bind up? Aryan, you are saying that we should do binary search. Okay, Aryan, I think you're very eager to learn. Let's hear some words from others also. That Rohit is there, Venkatesh is there. Rohit, Venkatesh, please reply that we should do. Okay, Rohit, we'll do binary search today. Let's not wait for the others. Okay, Venkatesh. Suppose then let's try to understand what is the time complexity of this code, this linear search. Aryan, can you reply that what's the time complexity of this code? Big of n. Okay, Aryan, right? Is everybody is agreeing with Aryan that it is big of n? Okay, Rohit, means you are agreeing. Uh, let's try to understand the binary search. So binary search is a optimal method of searching. Optimal method of searching, we can say. The time complexity of binary search would be big of log n. I think you all know that log n is very less complexity than a big of n. So we'll try to design a function, which design a code so that it should search an give an element in a in big of log n only, not in big of n. Okay. Let's try to understand. Let me make you clear. Just binary search runs for the sorted elements only, sorted array only. Means if the elements are sorted, it can be array, it can be linked list. We'll study into the coming session that how to perform binary search into the linked list or into some other data structures. So we are discussing into an array into this array. So we'll make sure that our array should be sorted. If array is sorted, we'll try to design a searching algorithm that runs in a big of log n only. Okay. So let's try to write sorted elements. Let's try to write 1, 3, 4, 5, 9, 10. Let's try to add one more index so that should be clear with you. Let's try to add 11. Okay. Suppose we have to search an element that is 7. Let's try to search first what is in our array. Let's get try to search 10 in this loop. Okay. So we'll take two pointer. I will make sure that in starting I'm making you understand that it is not a pointer. These are the variables only. will say that it is pointing, will say it is a pointer, but it is not a pointer. It is it is two variables only. The name of variables will be start, let's say start, and end. Okay. So we have to search 10. So first, when our loop, when our searching algorithm will start, it will from start to end, it will calculate the mid value. So uh, start is at 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and this is this index 6. Okay, let me calculate the mid value. What will be the mid value for this? What will be the mid value? Mid value will be start plus end by 2. Let's try to calculate the mid value. Start plus end by 2. Okay, start plus end by 2. So our start is 0, 0 plus 6 divided by 2. So it will be 3. Huh? So this is index 0, 1, 2, and 3. So our mid is 5. So our function, or what our function will do, function will compare this with the key value. Our 10 value is greater than this 5. That means our if the 10 exists in our array, it will be after 5, not before 5, because our array is sorted. It will not be before 5, because before 5 every value will be lesser than 5, or after 5 every value will be greater than 5. So 10 is the greater than 5, so it will search into this part only, means we have to not search in this part. Is that clear with everyone? So if it is not equal to mid, this is not equal to mid, we'll try to search again in this part only, because 5 is not equal to 10 and 5 is less than 10. That means our value exists after 5 only, not before 5. So after 5 it will be 3, the index will be 4, 5, and 6. So again we'll try to implement a binary search into this. So next, this time our start will be like this. Okay, so we'll again calculate the mid value. This time our start is 4 and our end is 6. Huh? Let's try to calculate mid value. 4, that is 4 plus 6, that is 10 divided by 2, it will be 5. So what it will say, at index 5 it will compare the value by 10. 10 is equal to 10, it will return that index only. Okay, suppose we were let's try to search another elements. So this time how many comparisons we have made? We have compared with 5 and 10, means we have compared it with only two elements. And in the linear search, what we are doing, we are comparing with 1, 3, 4, 5, 9, and 10. We are making 6 comparisons, and instead of 6 comparison in the binary search, we are making 2 comparisons only. So we can say, we can think that yes, binary search is optimal than linear search. Is everybody agreeing with me that binary search is optimal than linear search? Okay, Aryan, means you are agreeing. That's great. Let's try to understand for two more, okay, one or two more cases. Okay, let's try to search this time. What? Let's try to search 1. Let's try to search 3 this time. draw. Let's try, k, suppose k is equal to 3. Huh? Suppose we have to search k is equal to 3. Our start variable is pointing to this index and end value is pointing to this index. Okay, it is 1, it is 0, it is 6. So first time we'll get mid as this value. Okay, we'll compare mid with 3. 3 is lesser than our mid value. So we can say that 3 lies, uh, 5 is not, let's first we'll compare the mid value with the 3. It is not equal, means mid is not our target value. So we'll compare whether mid value is lesser than or 3 or greater than 3. In this case, mid value is greater than 3. So our target value is lesser than mid value. It means, so it means that our value will lie into this array. One less than mid, end will be this, because this time end will be this and start will be this only. Okay. Uh, Okay, let's try 0, 1, 2. Index of this is 2. Let's try to understand 0. Let's try to calculate mid again. 0 plus 2. 0 plus 2 will be 2 and divided by 2 it will be 1. At index 1 when we'll compare, this time mid value is index 1. 1 will compare, at index 1 will compare it with 3 and it is equal, will return the index of that value, that is 1. Okay. So let's try, we were searching some elements that was not into this array. Let's try to search 17. Okay. This time 17 is being searched. So it will start will be here, end will be here. So this time when we'll calculate mid, this will be 5. 5 will be compared with the 17. It is not equal to 17 and 17 is greater than 5. That means our value lies into this. It should be after 5, not before 5. So start will be something like this. Start will be 4 and it will be 6. So mid of this will be 5. So it will compare it with the 5. So 10 is not equal to 17 and 17 is greater than 10, means if something lies, if 17 lies in our array, it will be after 10, not before 10. So what we'll do, start this time, start and end at this, start and end are the at same position. So start will be 6 and end will be 6. So 6 plus 6 divided by 2, what our mid value will be? Mid value will be 6 only. So 11 will be compared with 17, that is not equal to 17, means if it is, means it does not lie in our array, uh, and 17 is greater than 11, so it should write after 11 and our start will be start plus 1, that is this 7, means at 7, but there is no element after 11, so our loop should break. So what our condition of loop should be, until start is less than or equal to end, our loop should keep on checking. At any point, if start become greater than end, our loop should break. That means there is no value. The target value is not in our array. Okay, let's try to design code for this so that you can understand it in good way. Okay, so let's see this first. This array is sorted. We can perform uh, let's not try to run linear search. Let's try to run binary search. Okay, binary search. It will take an array n and the value that need to be searches, that is, let's try to search 10 only. Okay, so return type of this binary search function will be int, because it will return that index. If it exists, it will return that index. If it does not exist, it will return -1. Let's try to design binary search. A comma n, sorry, write int a, have to write int n and int k that need to be searches. So at the start value will be 0, and our int end will be n minus 1. That will be our last index. Okay, is that clear with everyone? Why I'm writing start is equal to 0 and end is equal to n minus 1? Because at the starting, suppose at the starting, our start variable should point to this variable, and end variable should point to this variable. Okay, can somebody confirm it on the group chat? What I'm explaining is it clear? Okay, Rohit. Okay, Aryan, means it is clear. So we'll try to run a while loop until start is lesser than or equal to end. Hmm? And each time we'll try to calculate a mid value. Mid will be start plus end by 2. Start plus end, we have to first start plus end by 2, and we have to check if a at the mid, if it is equal to the value k, that means we have found, if it is equal, that means we have found, we should return our value. Or else if it is not equal, there is two conditions: either mid value is greater or mid value is lesser. Let's try to understand. If a of mid value is greater than the k, if it is greater than the k, means the mid is greater than the k, that means our value our k will lie before mid. So start will be 0, because let's try to understand. Suppose we are searching 10, we are searching, let's say, suppose let's we are searching 2 in this array. So first it will be 9, it will be 0, 0 plus 9, it will be 4.5, that will be 4. It will take integer part only. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. The 3 will be compared, we are searching 3 will be compared with 5. The mid value is greater than 3, so we can say that our next time it should be start should be as it is, and end should be mid minus 1, because next time you need to perform binary search onto this only, not after this array, after this element. So we can write our end should be mid plus 1. Is that clear with everyone? If mid is greater than k, either mid is greater than k or mid is, if it is not greater than k, that means mid is lesser than k, because it is not equal to k. We have checked it earlier only. So either it is end is equal to mid minus 1. Yes, sorry, it is mid minus 1. And if we are suppose, let's say this time we are searching 10, so this time it will be compared with 5. 10 is greater than 5, means mid value is lesser than 10. Mid value is lesser than 10. That means our value will lie into this into these index, means into this part of array, not before that 5. So our end variable is pointing to this element, that is completely fine. Our start variable should point to this time should point to mid plus 1. Is that clear with everyone? Why I'm writing start is equal to mid plus 1? Okay. Suppose we came out of the loop, means if we means that means we have not found our element. Let's try to return -1 again. If it found in that array, it will return I. If it not found, it will return -1. Let's try to run our code. I have to return I was not declared. Sorry, I have to return mid. Sorry, if a of mid is equal to k, that means we have found that element at the mid position. We have not. We do not have to return I. We have to return mid because I was not declared. So what it is saying that we had searched 10 here. So it is saying that 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We have found the 10 value at 7 index. Let's try to search it for 9. Let's search it 9 in this. Whether 9 found in this array or not. It is saying that 9 do not found. Let's try to search 189. Not found. Let's try to search one or two more elements. Let's try to search 4. Whether 4 found. Let's I'm searching 5. Let's try to search 1 because we need to each and every time you design a function, you try to check it for the boundary condition. Yes, 1 found, it is saying at 1. Let's try to search 15 whether it is working for the boundary cases or not. Okay, it means that we have designed our binary search, and as we have discussed that binary search is making very less comparisons in comparison with linear search. So is everybody is agreeing with me that binary search is more optimal than linear search? Okay, Aryan. I have to make you understand one more thing, that is this statement. Is everybody is agreeing with this statement? Is that right? What I've written? Let me make you understand this statement. Aryan, Rohit, can you reply that you're comfortable with this statement or not? Aryan, you're saying you're comfortable, but if you search a means what? Let's just wait for a second. Uh, Wait for 15 seconds only. Okay, Aryan, you understood? Okay, I have to make you understand one more thing. That is this statement: start plus end is divided by 2 is mid. There are This is not a good method to calculate a mid value. Why? Because if we let's say for smaller values, this mid function, what we say, this statement will act very right. But for greater values, suppose end is int max. uh, you know the range of maximum integer values. uh, let's try to, that is m. Let me write the int c int min. So int max is the maximum possible value of any integer value, and int min means that minimum possible value of any integer value. For this, I have to include a library that is math. Let me include bit slash so that it should not make any std c++. So let's try to figure out something. See out printing maximum and minimum values. Okay, let's try to slash. That will be m. Let's try to make a space here. Let's try to print n. Okay. let's try to print the values. Sorry, yeah, should be printing C and M, minimum and maximum. Okay, so is the output is visible? So what the output we are getting? We are getting the output. This is the range of our integer. So minus 2147483648, that is minus 2 raised to power 31 or 32, I think so. 2 minus 2 raised to power 31. Either it is 31 or 32. I'm not sure about this. So our integer value can store the values from a minimum this to this. Okay. So what if I add? So this is the maximum possible value a integer variable can store. Okay. Let's try to add 1 into this. Let's try to add 1 into this, into the maximum value. So what we are getting? We are getting again the int min value. Means it is a means suppose it is again rotating. Means suppose from minimum to maximum. And if into the maximum value we are adding one more value, it will start from the beginning again from the minimum value. So I think you are getting what I'm saying. Suppose let's try to add 2 here. So it will be 47 minus 47, and the last digit will be 47. So it is again repeating that elements, that values again, because after 2147483648, 3647 positive value, it cannot add anything into that. So if we try to calculate a mid value for this, suppose our start is 5 and end is something like int plus int max now. Suppose our end is the int max, and if we add something into the int max, it will result into the minus result, into a minus value, and will divide it by 2, and will try this time. After this, we'll try to access a value of array at a minus index, that will cause a segmentation fault. So there is a one more way of calculating mid, is that is divided 9 minus 4 divided by 5, 9 minus 0 divided by 2, that will be 4, and 0 plus 4 would be 4. In this case we'll get 4, in this case also we'll get 4. Let's try to calculate it for 0 and 8. 0 and 8, for 0 and 8, this expression will give as mid value as 4, and this expression will also give the mid value as 4. Let's try to calculate. 0 start will be 0 and will be 8. 8 minus 4 will be 8 minus 0 divided by 2 will be 4, and 0 plus 4 will be 4. I think this is the correct expression. I was writing something wrong in that, in the previous expressions. Is that clear with everyone? I have written this. Rohit, you have written that expression right, but instead of in place of 1, you should be writing start. Let's try to calculate it for, let's try to run our function again. Let's time. We are searching 15. Well, let's try to search 3. We should get that found at position 2. Okay, found at index 2. That means we are getting it, we got it right. Okay, is the, so I think we are running out of time. So it's a time to bound up something, means what we have covered in this lecture. So mainly we have covered rotation, left rotation, right rotation, and we have covered the time complexities of that rotation. And after that, we have covered two searching techniques, that is linear search and binary search. and we have discussed the time complexities of linear search and binary search. Is that clear with everyone? Rohit and Aryan? Okay, Aryan. So we'll meet soon. So it's time to, okay, Rohit, it is clear. So I'm ending that meeting, ending it this meeting. So we'll meet soon with the next topic. Try to solve some questions on these topics, and if you face any doubt, please ask in the group or ping me on my WhatsApp number. It is in the group. Okay. Bye everyone. Stay safe. Stay home. Let me end the meeting.